Hey everybody, it's Coach Keith, and I'm back with a second video. So I wanted to share something with you. In the first video, we talked about reflection. And hopefully you spend some time thinking about the things that went right and the things that didn't go so right in 2021. We all have those experiences. And hopefully at the end of the day, 2021 was a good year for you. But in the event that it wasn't, don't worry about it. These things happen. This whole process is all about trying to learn from the mistakes of the past and figuring out how to continuously improve. Jim Rohn, who's the founder of personal development, he has a saying that is so important. His saying is, don't wish that life were easier, wish that you were better at handling life. And it's such a profound statement. The fact is that life happens to every single one of us. We all, from time to time, have difficulties. So it is not possible to not have challenges in life. What we should be striving for is to prepare ourselves so that when we do encounter problems and trouble, that we're prepared for it. And that we have the right mindset and attitude that no matter what happens to us, we can find a way to learn from it and to make the best of it. Let's jump right into the second video. So the second step in the process, and one that I think is extremely important, is to do a self-assessment. Now, most people don't take time to stop and think about how things are going, or to think about what their strengths are and what they like, and are they progressing satisfactorily. So this process is something that causes you to actually spend some time evaluating yourself to determine, do you like you? Do you like where you are in life? Are you where you thought you would be at this point in your life? And once you've made those honest evaluations about where you are and where you'd like to be, that gives you the foundation to set goals and to create a personal development plan. So you may be asking, what is a self-assessment? How do I do it? So I'm going to give you three very simple ways to do a self-assessment. So the first one that I'm going to recommend you do is a SWOT analysis. That's SWOT. SWOT analysis, commonly known process, usually used in business, but it also works for a personal self-assessment as well. So the S stands for strengths. You want to sit down and identify what your strengths are, and you've got many. It's difficult sometimes for us to say positive things about ourselves, but this is a great opportunity to highlight the things that work well for you. If you have a great personality, that's great. You want to definitely document that and utilize that as an asset in other things. So the next step is to identify your weaknesses. Once again, taking an honest look at ourselves to figure out, am I happy with this? Let's just identify a couple of things. Let's say that you want to learn how to improve your temper. Maybe you're hot-tempered and you want to improve that. Identify it. Face it. Identify. Awareness is the first step towards change. So be honest with yourself and identify the things that you don't like or the things that need improvement. Then you can start the process of identifying what you can do to improve that situation. The O stands for opportunities. So the S and the W really focuses on internally. It's all about you, what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. The opportunities and the threats are really focused on the external environment. So things around you, what opportunities are around you, and how can you capitalize on those opportunities? And then lastly, threats. What are the threats to your progress? What are the threats that can happen and things that can sidetrack you? So that is a SWOT analysis. The next analysis that I'm going to share with you is called a DISC behavior style analysis. So DISC behavior style analysis, there's several different types of behavior style analysis. So there's, also Myers-Briggs and personnel dimensions, but they're all based on the same concept. I like DISC because it's very simple and it's easier to explain and understand. So a DISC behavior style assessment, there's a short 5 to 10 minute assessment where you answer questions, and from those questions you receive a report which gives you details regarding your behavior style. If you have ever done a DISC behavior style assessment, most people are amazed at how accurate it is in detecting how we behave in certain situations. So definitely it's something that you should consider doing. But once you've completed the assessment, you receive typically a 25 to 30 page report, which has detailed information that'll help you interact with other people, information that'll help you assess the behavior style of other people, and information that'll help you adjust your style when you're interacting with other people. So this is something that's very important. I really like DISC behavior styles because it causes you to think about, what can I do to better connect with people? And if you understand how they behave and what their styles are, you can adjust your style so that you can improve your communication and interaction with other people. There's several studies that show that career success is 85% interpersonal skills. So taking an assessment, a DISC behavior style assessment, can definitely help you understand your own behavior style and will help you improve relationships with everyone in which you interact. And then lastly, the third type of assessment that you can do is, I call it a Super 6 success categories. So these are 6 categories that I've focused on my life, trying to make sure that I'm happy with the progress that I'm making in each of these categories. I feel like if someone is happy in these 6 categories, that they're probably having a pretty good life. This is a way to do it. I'm sure there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm just sharing with you what I've done successfully. So the first category is happy with good relationships. Definitely being happy is something that we all want to focus on and try to accomplish. So what you'll do with each category is to measure your level of satisfaction in each category. So let's start with happy with good relationships. You would measure yourself, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not very happy and 10 being extremely happy. And you do that for each of the 6 success categories, so you can identify where you might want to spend time trying to create plans to improve that particular category. The second category is healthy and fit. And this is important because if you don't have your health, you've got nothing. You must focus on improving your health and staying healthy. Typically, if you're not healthy, you're not feeling well, and that impacts how you interact with other people. It's just something that you really need to focus on. So that's the second category. The third category is progressing satisfactorily in your career or education. So if you're in school, of course, you'll utilize education. If you're not, you utilize career. Are you progressing satisfactorily? Do you know what your next step is in your career progression? Do you see potential in the job you're in? Do you like the work you do? Different things along that line. And then, of course, you'll measure your progress in your career to determine where you are on a scale of 1 to 10. The fourth category is financially stable. Now, I want to make sure it's clear that that is not saying that you're rich or wealthy. It just means that you're financially stable. You understand how money works. You're able to balance your budget. You make a reasonable amount of money. And, of course, that's depends on each individual. That's relative, but feel like you make enough money and you feel like financially you have a good understanding of how to invest and things of that nature. And the next category is developing personally, another very important category. We should be working every day to be the best version of ourselves. Every day we're competing with ourselves to improve. And the question is, are you doing things to help yourself advance and continuously improve? And of course, rate yourself how you're doing in that category. And then the last category is spiritually content. So for me, that's religious. For some people, it may not be. It is, are you comfortable with your place in the universe? Do you realize that it's a big and beautiful and large universe, and that we all have our place in this universe, and we all should be contributing to make the world a better place? So those are the 6 categories that I focus on. I call them the super 6 categories of success. And so I would utilize them. You can use your own. If you don't think those are the best ones for you, you can use those and add others or interchange. It's up to you. Those are the ones that I feel are most important for me. But doing self-assessment is extremely important. As John Maxwell says, if you don't know yourself, you can't grow yourself. So focus on understanding yourself, and awareness about yourself is the first step towards change and transformation. So it's extremely important. So I want you to spend some time today and tomorrow doing an assessment of yourself so that you can identify what your strengths and weaknesses are, and better understand what it is that you need to do so that you can continue moving towards becoming the best version of yourself. So until the next video, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. I also want to remind you that we are all here to serve. So make a positive difference in the lives of others today.